guy named Josh comes home from work one day and finds his wife seated at the kitchen table drinking coffee. Suddenly he catches this whiff of cigar smoke. He asks his wife, "Who's been here?" She says, "Nobody's been here." Being a jealous husband, Josh looks under the bed and the closets, doesn't see anything. Then he looks out the window of their second-story apartment and sees this guy running down the street in a t-shirt and shorts.
In his anger, Josh picks up the refrigerator,
hurls it out the window, and it lands square on the guy. Later that day, 3 guys are standing in front of God and Moses, waiting to be inscribed in the book of life. God turns to the first guy and says, "What's a young guy like you doing in a place like this?" The guy says, "You're not going to believe it, God, but I was just doing my morning jogging routine and suddenly this refrigerator falls out of the sky and lands right on top of me." God scratches his head and says, "That's the strangest thing I ever heard. Go sit in the waiting room where I try to figure out what to do with you." And Moses turns to the second guy and says, "What's your story?" The guy says, "I came home from work one day and my wife was sitting at the kitchen table. Suddenly I caught this whiff of cigar smoke. I glanced out the window and I saw this guy running down the street. In my anger, I picked up the refrigerator and threw it at him, and in the process had a heart attack." Moses shakes his head in disbelief and says, "This is getting stranger and stranger. Go sit in the waiting room next to the other guy while we figure out what to do with you." God turns to the third guy and says, "Okay, and so what happened to you?" The guy says, "Your guess is as good as mine, Lord. Here I was sitting in the refrigerator smoking my cigar."